Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, once again we are going to be mixing resin art with one of my favorite forms of paper art, that is portrait paper cutting. So today we are going to try and create a layered portrait within a resin mold and try to create those gap between the layers which we normally do with the help of sunboard sheets. So guys, let's get started. So the entire process will be divided into two parts. In the first part we are going to create the layers of the portrait, and in the second part we are going to set it in the mold. So as you can see that I have created the template using Inkscape software. If you guys want to know how to do it, then refer to this card at the top. You can click on it and it will take you to my tutorial on how to do it in Inkscape. Also I'm going to utilize FISKARS paper cutting knife to do this cutting. So I'm going to choose my colors, and then I'm going to paste the template on top of those colors and cut out the layers separately. The final outcome will be around the size of a wallet, so obviously the cutting is going to be a little bit intricate. So if you are not comfortable with using a long blade like A11, then you can also opt for shorter knives like Olfa or Duffa paper cutting knife, but it's up to you with which knife you are comfortable with. Also, I just wanted to tell you guys that going ahead I'll be posting all my resin art related videos on my new channel Amuz and Genie Resin Art. I am starting this channel in collaboration with Amuz Nail Art, and we'll be posting a lot of resin art videos along with the basics of resin art on those channels. But this will be my first video on that channel. I have posted the link in the description box, so if you guys want to follow my resin art videos, then you can click on that link and follow my channel and subscribe to my channel, and you'll be getting lots of resin art videos there. So coming back to the video, do the cutting, create the layers separately, and once you have all the layers, then we can move on to the next part of the video where we are going to set these layers in a resin mold. So here are all the layers, all the 5 layers that I have prepared off the camera, and for you to be able to encase it in the resin, you are going to need epoxy resin. Then you are going to need the hardener to harden the epoxy resin. You are going to need a paper cup to mix both of them. You are going to need a mold to set the portrait, and finally you are going to need gloves so that you can work without damaging your skin. The first step is to prepare the resin mixture in the ratio of 3:1. That is, if you are putting down 3 grams of epoxy resin, then you have to put 1 gram of resin hardener. This ratio is very precise, so do not eyeball it, do not just gauge, take a guesswork at it. Use a weighing scale to properly measure the two quantities and then mix together in a paper cup or in any form of disposable cup. Mix the two liquids together gently but thoroughly using a wooden stick or a plastic stick. If you will mix it too vigorously, then it is going to cause a lot of bubbles, which will take a lot of time to come to the surface and then dissipate. So either you can mix it vigorously and then later on use a blowtorch to get rid of the bubbles, or you can gently mix it and take your time mixing it. Normally you are going to need at least 3 to 5 minutes of mixing by hand. If you are mixing it with the help of a mixer, then it might mix quickly, but I have not tried that so far. So with hand you are going to need 3 to 5 minutes of gentle mixing so that both the liquids mix properly together, and you can actually see the liquids getting mixed together, and you will not be able to see the two liquids separately in the cup. Like right now you're seeing them separately. You can see those white lines in the cup, which indicates that the liquids have not mixed together. Once the liquids have properly mixed, then you are going to see a smooth homogeneous mixture, and you'll not be able to discern one liquid from another. Here is the mold, a square mold that I am going to utilize for setting the layers. As you can see that I have made markings with the help of pen at 1 millimeter each. The entire mold is of 6 millimeters, so the way I am planning it is to have a 1 millimeter layer of resin at the bottom, then the first layer, then another layer, then another layer, then another layer 1 millimeter apart. But that was the plan, but it didn't go according to plan actually. So like I said, things didn't go according to plan, and I will explain why in the process of the setting the layers. So I started with pouring down resin into the mold to create the 1 millimeter deep resin layer at the base of the mold, and I used the stick to evenly spread it across the entire mold so that an even 1 millimeter deep layer was created inside the mold. And then I put my first or the bottommost layer of the portrait on top of this resin layer, and that's where things started to go a little wrong. So the first lesson that I learned from this entire process was that at the end of the day, the layers are made of paper. So the moment you are going to put them on top of a resin, which is a liquid, the paper is going to absorb that and the color of the paper is going to darken. So the colors that I envisioned at the start of this entire project, it actually turned out to be the darker shades of the same color. So my portrait did not look as good as I would have wanted to. The good thing is that all the colors will get equally dark, but then if I had known it earlier, then I would have chosen the lighter shades of the same color, so that after absorbing the resin, they will come into the actual shade, the color in which I wanted it to be. Another unexpected thing that happened was that even though the layers were made of paper and extremely light in weight, the moment I set them on the layers, they started sinking at the bottom of the resin. So the gap that I wanted to create between the layers, I could not do it because all the layers just clamped together at the center of the resin mold. One way to achieve that gap is that you make one layer, then you let the resin set completely, then you come back next day or after a few hours, then pour another layer of the resin, then put the next layer of the portrait, and so on. That way you will be able to achieve the gap that you want. But for now I simply just let it be, because I was in a hurry and I didn't have the patience to actually let the resin set and and then put the layers together. So I just went along with it. So while I got my desired layered portrait, but I was not able to achieve the desired gap between the layers. That was the only drawback. So if you want to achieve the gaps, you'll have to let each layer set at least somewhat before you can pour the next layer of the resin and then put the next layer of the portrait on top of that resin layer. Another advantage of letting each layer set completely before starting with the new layer of resin would be that the alignment would be easy. As you can see that every time that I poured the resin for a new layer, the alignment got haywire. The layers underneath the resin just shifted here and there a little bit, so I had to readjust the layers quite a lot. So it was a learning process for me, and I have found out things that I'm not supposed to do. So the next time that I'm going to try and create the layered portrait in the resin, I'm going to be much more careful and try a better approach to achieve the desired results. So this is the last layer that I'm setting up, and after that all I need to do is to keep my resin mold in a dust-free environment where I can allow it to settle for 24 to 72 hours. And here is how it came out after removing from the mold post 24 hours after it has set completely. And as you can see that the gap between the layers did not come properly because I did not allow each layer enough time to set properly. But that's okay. Next time when I'm going to make a layered portrait, I'll be much more careful and I know exactly what all things to do to get the desired layered effect. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this fusion video of resin art and portrait paper cutting art. If you guys liked the video, then please don't forget to hit the like button and share this video with your friends. Also do subscribe to my channel and my resin art channel, and I will see you guys very soon in my next video. Till then, stay safe, take care, and bye bye.